just put my phone here on a camera stick, but then I have to bend down. I don't know. I just finished work. I'm making a bit some dinner. Minced beef, with some pasta and carrots. I wouldn't say I'm proud of this, but at the moment, what I'm proud of is to make smoothie. I do a smoothie every day. 2 bananas normally, 1 or 2 handfuls of spinach, greens, normally spinach, or celery leaves. Then I put cacao powder in, like a tablespoon, big one, yeah, tablespoon, and 4 to 5 dates, a handful of mixed frozen berries, and coconut water, almost 1 liter. Mix it all up. Awesome. I think to stay young. Oh, now I'm getting into healthy stuff. Actually, I didn't want to talk about healthy stuff, but while I'm talking about a smoothie, why not? I think the smoothie is really good because it has a lot of vitamins and minerals, and I think your body needs to keep hydrated. I think that keeps your body young because I think you're 70 or 80% of water, and I don't believe in drinking water. Yes, because I think from my experience, the more water I drink, the more dehydrated I feel, because I think just drinking normal water, it just flushes out all your minerals. I'm not sure about rainwater or water from a well, some from the nature. They probably have, that might be hydrating because it has a lot of minerals and whatever inside. But that bottled water or from the tap, I'm not drinking from the tap, but like filtered water from the tap. I'm not sure about these fluorides, blah blah blah, whatever. But so I try to get my water from fruit and vegetables, because the cool thing about fruit and vegetables is they filter the rainwater, the groundwater for you. Yeah, they take it in, or the tree or whatever takes it in, filters it, and puts it in the fruit or in the vegetable. So that's why I believe in eating a lot of fruit and vegetables which are high in water. I think this is good to mention, high in water. So, and I think what I would eat in nature is like meat, probably even raw meat. I would probably eat raw meat if it's killed straight away, and mostly fruits. Like pasta, I think the best carbs probably still potatoes, sweet potatoes, and then maybe normal potatoes, and after this maybe rice, and then I would eat pasta. I try to eat as less processed as possible, as close to nature as possible. Yeah. So I have my smoothie every day, and I actually used to have salads every day. I think the salad is really important because smoothie is more like the sugars, water, vitamins, and the salads is more, I think, more minerals. It's still a lot of water, and then on top of that you just get your meat in, and maybe a bit some carbs from a potato or something. So yeah, anyway, so I'm doing this pasta here, and a salad here. This one is cucumber, tomato, olives, corn, a bit olive oil, salt, pepper, Italian herbs, and normally I would also add some apple cider vinegar. I think apple cider vinegar is quite healthy. It actually feels good in the salad. It's just, I think it's important for the salad. I don't really like cucumber, but I think cucumber is really also really good because it's really hydrating, has a lot of water in. I normally have like normal lettuce. Lettuce is my base. Then I would add always corn and my olives, and once you start adding tomatoes, actually tomatoes, I don't know, the salad goes in a different direction. If you just keep the greens in, it's quite nice. Anyway, so that was my food story, and the other story is, how was my day? Here's a mosquito. I don't like killing mosquitoes, but this one escaped. I don't like killing any animals, okay? What I try to do is I try to catch them, like I do with flies. Here, that's how you do it. You close your hands like this, and then when you close your hand, there's no escape. So what you do, this is the fly. Yeah, the fly is on, let's say, this pan here. You go behind the fly, and not in front, you can, but try to go behind the fly so it is flying in this direction and you follow it, catch it. If the fly is facing this way and you try to catch it, it can first see you quicker coming, and it can make easier decision, go this or this way. Plus, I think try to catch it this way is harder than following. Even if the fly is trying to escape, you can kind of still catch it. So with mosquitoes it's a bit harder because mosquitoes, they're really tiny, and for some reason they're so hard to catch, because when you catch them, often you just, I don't know, they're just really hard to catch. The way they fly is so random, and they're hard to see. And I do kill mosquitoes. I don't want to kill mosquitoes, but I do, because they bite and it's just you know. But if I can, I try to catch animals, spiders, whatever. Normally I leave the spiders in the house because I know they're your hunters. They clean. They're not doing anything to it. They keep the house clean. They're catching your flies, your small bugs. So they keep as much spiders in the house as possible, actually. And yeah, all other animals, I just catch them and put them outside, because it doesn't feel good to kill. Plus, my belief is, once you die, once this body dies, your soul, your conscience leaves this body and goes into the next one. So now I need to think, does it even matter if you kill or not? I think you try to keep things alive, because God, the universe, conscious comes here in a form, doesn't matter what form, a stone, a cloud, human body, a mosquito, a frog, and wants to have this experience as in this body. So if I intentionally kill something for fun, I don't think that's the right thing to do, because you kind of because everything is God, everything is unit. I'm the universe, I'm the creator, and I created all this to experience this world here. So killing a mosquito or whatever bug would mean I would kind of just kill myself. I would stop that experience as a mosquito or as a frog. So at the end of the day, just go by your feeling. Does it feel right to kill something, or doesn't it? If that's what I like what Eckhart Tolle said about eating meat or vegetable. Is it good or bad? There's no good or bad. Everybody has to make his own decision. If it feels right for you to kill an animal, then go go for it, then do it. Yes, for me it doesn't feel right. There's something inside me, I call consciousness, universe, God, whatever. I want to keep things alive. I'm not sure if I'm kind of just brainwashed by my interest in Buddhist and about people saying, oh, don't kill, you know, or if it's actually really my inside telling me not to do it. Maybe both, not sure. Yeah, that's the story about mosquitoes. The mosquito, there's so many, I don't know, there's so many mosquitoes and I don't know how to get in this donker. I taped so many things, yeah. I think they're coming from the bathroom, yeah. So what I did is I was taping those little holes. I was thinking, how can a mosquito get in there? These holes are really small, but I think they're also really small mosquitoes. They probably get through this because I see always mosquitoes there before I taped it. And also here on the side, this is probably where they come through. I also taped this fan. Call me crazy, but I also put something on here and there. So I try to fill all these holes where they could come through. But there are still mosquitoes here. You could say, oh, they just come through the door when I'm coming in. Really? It takes me 2 seconds to come in. What, the mosquito is waiting here behind the door, just get in? I don't know. I feel like they're just coming through somewhere else. You know, there's a fan here. It doesn't look like the mosquito comes through here. Maybe there's aircon there at the back. I don't know. I just taped step by step to see if I make improvement. It definitely makes an improvement since I taped the toilet and I closed it. But there's still a mosquito here and there. I even sprayed that whole donker, which I really don't like. I really don't like spraying because you spraying, and I think it's not a nice way to die. It's not a nice way to die as a mosquito with that spray. So I moved my phone a little bit up and now you can see me. Now center, a little bit off, golden ratio. And anyway, so I sprayed everything. I don't like it because not only it kills the mosquito in not a nice way, plus I have to breathe this shit in as well. Anyway, lots of good talking here today. I wanted to talk a little bit about work. Yesterday I was kind of really depressed and often I actually feel fearful because my working colleague and my boss, they're just different energy. They're just different energy to my previous boss. So there is not really a strong connection. They're just different interests. Not only different interests, also different mindsets. Yeah, it's just not me. So these two can get along. Work-wise, it's all good, but often I feel like I don't know if I want to go too deep in, but often I feel afraid to make a mistake. They give me the feeling, they kind of, that judging feeling when you make it. Some people, you know, like, oh, they're not really saying, oh, you did this wrong and blah, blah, blah. No, they're just like, oh, okay, yeah. You know, they give you the feeling you did this mistake. And often I didn't even do the mistake, or not intentionally sometimes. And that just pisses me off because I feel like it makes me feel I'm stupid, and I hate feeling stupid. Anyway, so today my boss was actually in the shop. Most of the time, actually, he's not in the workshop. He's just out somewhere with customers. But today he was mainly in the shop, and we had actually not a lot of we had a lot of interactions, you know, about job, this. So I think that was good. That was good. The connection is a bit stronger, even we not maybe sharing the same energy, or you know. And also I talked with my two bosses about the accommodation and the flights. So I asked yesterday if I could. I'm flying back this Saturday to Perth, and I asked if I could fly back 3 or 4 days later to balance out my lost working hours because of the cyclone last week. Because there was a cyclone, Yankarasa, and I had to go. But I had to go back to Perth, so I kind of lost there 3 or 4 days on work. And yeah, I tried to make it back this week, but because we're not super busy at the moment, so I couldn't extend the flight. Anyway, I also talked with my boss about going to Hong Kong for 2 weeks. So we just had to look on the calendar, and she's all good. I can do that. That's cool. I'm gonna try to book my flight tonight to Hong Kong. And we also talked about the accommodation. They have a unit which I thought I can move in with my family temporary, and then we can find a house from that point on. So yesterday it seemed like, oh no, you can't really do it. And today my boss said, oh Matthias, yeah, I think it's okay. Just bring your family here, live in the unit, pay the rent, whatever, and then from there on he looked for a house or another option. So that was good. So there was a strong connection today with my boss. So that feels good. It just feels good to have a good connection with your boss. Yeah. That's it. I think that's it. Alright, have a good night.